Kenyatta in Redlands, California. Hey, Kenyatta, what's on your mind?
Hey there, Tom.
Hey.
I don't know if you recall, we had a conversation about three months ago or so, and you were kind enough to tell me about a time when you were working at a radio station in Michigan, and you listened to a Dick Gregory record, and we had this conversation about how insidious racism is in the language.
Yep.
And I wanted to kind of pick up on that with regard to what you were talking about earlier about the president. So while you were talking, I decided to go ahead and do a search on pictures of Satan. And do you know that almost all depictions of Bible characters are white, and the only character depicted with brown skin, sometimes orange, is Satan? Now,
Really?
The reason I'm bringing this up is because referring to Obama as the Antichrist, I believe is an extension of this. This whole terrorist thing is really about racism. When you look at Richard Reed, he's called the shoebox bomber. Ted Kaczynski's called the Unabomber. Tim McVeigh's called the Oklahoma City bomber. So it's clearly not the act that makes you a terrorist. It's what you look like. It's the person. That's what it seems to be to me.
Wow.
What are your thoughts?
One of the benefits of white privilege is that white people don't tend to sit around and think about racial stuff, and don't tend to notice things like what you just described. That although it's interesting, I spoke at a conference in Los Angeles on Saturday. And I was walking around the conference with a couple of friends of mine, Marianne Williamson and Richard Green, and there was a place that was selling pictures of Jesus, all these different Jesuses. There was like 30 or 40 of them, with halos, and it was all kind of new agey. Every single one of them was a European Caucasian Jesus. And we're looking at this going, I don't think Jesus looked like this. What's the deal? But the idea that Christians typically characterize Satan as a person of color, yeah, it makes perfect sense. In fact, up until about 20 years ago, the official position of the Mormon Church was that the mark of Cain, God said, or the Bible's Genesis says God put a mark on Cain's forehead so that wherever he went, because he murdered his brother Abel, so that wherever he went, whatever country he went to, people could identify him and curse him. And the official position of the Mormon Church up until just 20 years ago, or thereabouts, was that that's black skin. And that's why they didn't allow African Americans into the church. So Kenyatta, good on you. Thank you for sharing that with us.